Trae Young is an incredible basketball player, a wonderfully entertaining talent who ranks among the very best in the world at what he does. But the trade that sent him to the Washington Wizards this week forced every team in the league to ask a single, defining question: can you win an NBA championship with Trae Young as your point guard? The answer from most of the league, judging by the modest return Atlanta received, appears to have been a resounding no. A four-time All-Star in his prime was essentially salary dumped for veteran role players and no draft picks. The market spoke loudly, and it was not interested in paying a premium for his services. That tells us everything we need to know about his perceived ceiling. This is the central dilemma of Trae Young. For 6 seasons, he has been a brilliant offensive engine, averaging spectacular numbers and orchestrating a top-tier attack. But his defensive limitations are profound and, in the playoffs, potentially catastrophic. He is relentlessly targeted, and building a contender around him requires a perfect roster, a squad full of elite, two-way talents to cover for his weaknesses, much like the Minnesota Timberwolves structure. Atlanta gave him a strong supporting cast in a wide-open Eastern Conference, and it still was not enough to advance beyond a certain point. The Hawks were consistently worse defensively with him on the floor, and their ceiling remained firmly in place. So why would the Wizards, reportedly Young's preferred destination, make this move? The answer is simple: to get better. From the depths of the standings, even the Hawks' plateau of first-round exits looks appealing. Washington acquired a star at a bargain price, hoping he can organize their young core and accelerate a rebuild. They are betting that his offensive genius can lift the team while they continue to develop their promising prospects. But this strategy is fraught with risk. It invites both immediate improvement and a predefined, sub-championship ceiling. The Wizards must now thread a very delicate needle. They need Young to elevate the team without the offense becoming a one-man show that stifles the growth of their young players. They must build a roster so perfectly around him that it can mask his defensive flaws, a task that eluded Atlanta for years. And they must do all this before it comes time to pay their own budding stars, potentially locking the franchise into another cycle of expensive, middling results. The Wizards talked themselves into this scenario. They believe they can be the exception. But the league's collective shrug at Young's availability is a sobering counterpoint. Washington has acquired a spectacular talent, but also inherited the fundamental question that has followed him for years. They are now the laboratory to finally answer whether a team can win it all with Trae Young. The experiment begins now, and the stakes could not be higher for a franchise desperate to escape the bottom.